Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe. It's been a while since I've done a pageant video on my channel and I've honestly missed talking to you guys about pageants. So in today's video, what I'm going to talk about is how do you spot a pageant patty, or how do you know that you are a pageant patty? What a pageant patty basically means is that you are over rehearsed and you are not coming across as genuine, and your speech and your communication does not have a conversational tone to it. Now, while I do share tips all the time on my channel here as to how you should prepare and practice for your pageant, and while it is equally important to be rehearsed and to have practiced, it is also important to not be over rehearsed, because what happens in that scenario is that you sound very robotic. And now, back in the 90s, maybe that technique used to work, but pageant patties are not winning pageants anymore. And now you may ask, what is the reason for that? The reason behind that is because judges these days are looking for a genuine girl. They are looking for someone who they can relate to very easily. And this is true not just for pageant title holders, but also any public figure nowadays. People are appreciating authenticity a lot more. People want something refreshing, someone who brings their own uniqueness and who brings their own style to the platform. And as pageant title holders, the contestants are often required to make appearances and interact with a lot of people these days. And this is why it's so important to deliver what the people want. These days, people do not want pageant title holders who just want peace for the world and are always warm and do not come across as real human beings. They also want to see your vulnerabilities. They also want to be able to relate to you on a personal level, know what is behind the scenes, know what is going on in your life. And so just like any content creator, any public figure, pageant title holders also have to come across as very relatable and personable these days. Now, in the pageant industry, contestants are often told, just be yourself, be the real you and bring out the best version of yourself. And now, what does this really mean? They are always and constantly telling you to not try to become someone else, to not try to become this molded pageant title holder of an image that you think how a queen should be. You can always bring your own style and your own uniqueness, and your uniqueness may come out in the you. Maybe you have short hair, maybe it could be the way you accessorize yourself, maybe it could be the way you style yourself, maybe it could be the way you speak, maybe it's just your body language, the way you do your makeup. Find something that makes you stand out in the sea of all the other contestants, and then be super confident about that and bring that to the table. Try to create a unique identity for yourself in pageants. And not just that, you can also be witty and humorous. Maybe just your temperament is something that is going to make you stand out. These days, it is always appreciated if you bring some humor to the answers that you give to questions. So don't be shy and don't be afraid of doing something different, and don't be afraid of ever breaking the norms, because that is all that we're looking for these days. And now, with that being said, I'm going to share 5 things with you that you should be able to notice and be able to spot a pageant patty, whether it's with someone else or it's about yourself as well. The first thing that you're going to notice in a pageant patty is that she is always too rehearsed, and it will seem as if she has memorized all the answers as well as her introduction, and there is no authenticity that you can feel while she is speaking. While the content may be great, whatever she is speaking is amazing, but it just sounds so robotic and rehearsed, and it seems as if she has it memorized and has done it hundreds of times over and over again. And so there's a lack of emotion when she speaks, and you don't feel that warmth. You're not able to connect to that person. And so the number one tip to avoid being that person is, don't try to memorize your answers or your introduction word by word. I speak about this in my membership videos, where I've started this new series of Q&A with Nikita Tanwani. And the number one approach that I always share is that you have to put your answer into bullet points. You never have to frame a complete answer to a question. Always just remember the keywords that you have to use. Always remember what points I have to include in this answer. And then try to improve your communication and vocabulary skills to the extent that you can just frame an amazing answer on the spot, because the questions may vary, the questions will change. And I have personally seen contestants who have come into pageants with huge, thick notebooks filled with answers and their introductions and all the notes that they've prepared for the pageant, and trust me, it will not work. It just doesn't work that way. They want someone who's spontaneous, because when you become the pageant title holder, you will have to hold a conversation with a lot of people, and you have to be relatable, authentic, genuine, personable, and a good conversation holder. The second thing that is a giveaway sign of a pageant patty is her body language. Now, what I mean by this is, while elegance and grace and good posture is very important when it comes to beauty pageants, but it's also important to look very comfortable and natural. And so one of the things that I've noticed in a lot of contestants is that when they are saying their introduction, while you do have to be standing tall and straight and holding your mic properly, but if your elbow is sticking out at an awkward angle, and if it looks unnatural to the judges, and if it is definitely not feeling comfortable to the contestant, it is going to reflect on your speech, on your performance, and the judges will automatically be distracted. So it's not just going to make you uncomfortable, it's also going to distract the judges from what you're saying to your elbow or to your body language, or maybe your feet are in an awkward angle. And so you have to practice this a lot and make sure that the posture, the elegance, and the grace just becomes muscle memory and becomes a part of yourself. And trust me guys, if something feels uncomfortable or unnatural to you, then it definitely looks unnatural to the judges as well, and will be very distracting to the panel, to the audience, and to you as well, because as a contestant, it's first of all, most important thing is for you to be comfortable while you're standing there in a high stress situation, trying to create the best first impression of yourself. And so try to practice this pose and try to practice at home while trying your introduction out or while answering questions. Try to be in the posture and the position that you would be in front of the judges, and try to make it a part of yourself. Try to make it muscle memory so that you do not look awkward or come across as uncomfortable and unnatural or a too rehearsed pageant patty during the day of the pageant. Another sure shot sign of a pageant patty is her saying thank you at the end of everything and trying to be a people pleaser throughout the pageant. Now the judges of the pageant have been doing this for years, and so they can absolutely see through it. And so whenever you're thanking someone, make sure it's a genuine thank you. Make sure it's coming from a warm place in your heart, and don't just say it because for the sake of it. Don't try to end every answer with thank you. You don't have to end your introduction with a thank you all the time. So try to read the room, look at the situation, look at the place. Where are you? Do you really need to thank the person in front of you in that situation? And don't be one of those people who just says thank you after everything. It is very irritating and also sounds very pageanty and is a big turn off for a lot of the judges. This next thing that I'm going to be sharing with you is something that I've seen about 95% of the contestants do or say when they have been asked the question, why do you want to win this particular pageant? Trust me guys, be as honest and authentic as possible when it comes to answering this question, because contestants who are just going to be talking about their beauty with a purpose, their community welfare project, or their advocacy, it is not enough. You also have to come across as a genuine person, and making your entire story and your entire life background and everything about the project that you're doing does not serve anyone any good, because everyone knows that it's just a part of the preparation that you're doing, and it is not sole reason that you've come and wanted to win this pageant, because that's just not how dreams work. Everyone must also have some goal behind coming and wanting to win the pageant, because when it comes to community welfare, that is something that all of us can do even at our individual levels. And while it's important to talk about that on that platform, given the platform that you have, given the voice that you have as a public figure, as a pageant title holder, but you also have to be a conversationalist. You also have to be genuine while sitting across the judges in an interview room, or when they're actually wanting to bring out your story, bring out your hobbies and interests. They want to get to know more of you and not just about your project, because all of that information is already available to them. And so read the room, as I said, and as per the situation, mold your answers. Don't always give the same exact rehearsed answer to why do you want to win. You have to see who is the person asking that question. What type of situation is this? Are they trying to get more information about me? And mold your answers accordingly. And the last tip that I want to share with you guys is not something that directly implies someone is a pageant patty, but also doesn't serve you any good if you're trying to win a pageant, is that you have to be relatable on social media as much as you are relatable in person. So it is important to strategize and structure your social media if you're going for a pageant or in the middle of a pageant right now. What happens with a lot of contestants is that while they have really amazing photo shoot pictures on their social media handles, but there are absolutely no videos of them speaking anywhere. And so the judges, especially with online beauty pageants happening because of the pandemic this year, all the judges, the pageant bloggers, the critics, everyone is wanting to listen to you, want to know more about you. And the only way you can do that is by doing live sessions on your social media handles. Make reels, make IGTV videos, post videos on Facebook, on YouTube, One of the delegates at Miss Universe this year has her own YouTube channel, and she is a huge fan favorite as of now, just because of how genuine and authentic and relatable she comes across while in her YouTube videos, while also preparing for her pageant journey. And so make sure that your audience really connects with you. It is all about building a connection these days through online social media, through any platform that is being given to you. And in this digital age, it is so important to emphasize on these aspects. And so these are all the signs of a pageant patty that I wanted to share with you guys, so that you know when you're sounding too rehearsed, and you also understand the importance of being a good conversation holder, of being genuine and authentic, and being able to relate to people. People skills are so important in today's world, and it is important even more as a pageant title holder. You have to understand that the audience, the fans, and everyone has to like you. They also have to relate to you and understand where you're coming from. Only then will you be able to inspire. I don't think without building a connection, any pageant title holder will be able to create an impact as much as they would have wanted to. And so these are my tips and things that I wish you would keep in mind while going for your pageant or even in real life, because trying to become someone else has never served anyone any good, and it becomes suffocating after a point of time. You always will shine your best when you're just being the authentic, real version of yourself, and you can work on becoming a better version still of yourself, as I said. That's all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys found this video super helpful and informative. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please go hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell as well. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye.